Welcome to another episode of Spa Skin and Beauty, where we change your skin. I'm your host, Lindsey Holder, licensed master esthetician, and
I'm Ashley Rankin, head skincare researcher, and I'm also Lindsey's big sis. And today we are going to explore hypochlorous acid. I know it sounds intimidating, but Lindsey is going to break it down and she is going to make it really simple.
I have a little bit of small talk first. And I was thinking about this because we think about, okay, what are we going to also say in the podcast? And just like little life things that happen.
Actually, we have to think about what we're not going to say, because Lindsey and I could go on our small talk for 2 hours and they were like, oh yeah, forgot about hypochlorous acid.
I know. But I want to I like hearing from the, when I listen to other podcasts too, I like hearing a little bit about the actual host and what's going on in their life too. And also just throw perspective on little small things. So the first thing I thought of was I'm starting to say, oh, this is my favorite episode. This is my favorite episode. And I think I mentioned this before in a past episode. It reminds me, I've noticed a pattern when I watch my, the sermon, with my preacher or either watch it online or we go into church, but he always says, this is my favorite scripture we're going over today. And I thought he says that every Sunday, but then I realized he's saying that the Bible is his favorite. And so I thought, oh my gosh, it reminds me of when I say every episode is my favorite. I thought that was funny. Then another little tidbit that I wanted to share was I usually come to these podcast episodes and my nails are done. I love the product called Manucurist. You know, I've mentioned this like so many times, but it's one of my favorite tips on doing your nails really fast. And I normally come with them polished, but last night I couldn't do it. I don't know actually if this resonates with you, but I had a moment I thought, okay, I can either have fabulous nails a day and look amazing and have this hot pink color that I wanted to do, or I could go to sleep on time. And I chose sleep. And sleep to me is the best beauty secret, because you can't escape when you don't have sleep. You're going to look a hot mess. When you have sleep, you look so much better, right?
Yes, that is so true. It really makes a difference.
Yeah. So I thought I will just remove because I had like half my nail polish on. So at least I removed it. I did a quick nail file, and then you just pour oils on your nails and it tends to look, you can get through, can look decent. It doesn't always have to be polished, right? You can just look nice and trim and neat. So I chose that route with my sleep.
Good. I love that. That's awesome.
And then the third thing I thought of, and I was like, gosh, I want to be like an advocate for just an esthetician for other moms out there. I was so amazed. I went to the park yesterday. It's starting to get, pretty warm and stuff. I went to the park yesterday, and just so you know, you really want to do your workouts, your morning routines, everything like that before 10 o'clock. And I don't always wear sunscreen. If I'm working out at 8:30 outside, between 6:30 and 8:30, I want that natural light, because the UV is not set then. It's not like high, right? And then I put my sunscreen on after that. But I was out there, and this day it was a little later, so we finished at 10. And oh my goodness, I was watching. By the way, it feels like spring season with like baby chicks everywhere, because there was like new babies everywhere in the park, right?
Oh.
And it was really sweet. But I was also very concerned, and I had to hold back what I wanted. I was like, excuse me, just wanted to tell you, but I don't want to get in their business. There were so many babies without hats on and like coverage. The babies were like literally looking at the light for like, and then the sun was just beating down on them. And I felt so bad for them, because their skin at that age is so sensitive. Well, it's always sensitive, but especially newborns and young children, their skin is so sensitive. It's thinner then. And so they can't wear sunscreen as an infant. So you want to make sure that they have hats on and that they're like fully covered, and get them out of the sun, sunshade only. But I thought I want to wear a shirt, like put sunscreen on your child.
Oh, I know. That's so hard. But as a first time mom, that you get so many tips and unsolicited advice. So I'm proud of you for keeping that together, because I remember when Reeves was born, everybody wanted to tell me what to do. And I was like, could you just stop? I mean, I just got so many opinions and criticized for like every little thing. And so that's the tough part. So good job on not saying anything.
Well, thank you. And I wanted to give everybody a tip. So there's an app that I use and it's called the UV Index app. And it doesn't have to be that one. It can be any UV Index app. But if you download it, I use the free version, then you can, on your phone, you can see what the UV index level is at that time. And so I like to make sure that it's like a 0, 1, or if it has 2, sunscreen. But after 2, I wait until I try my best to wait if I can, if I have to go outside and do an activity till it goes back down, or I'm truly like fully covered, because I know sometimes we can't. That's a really good way to know how much sun you're actually getting, is to look at the UV index. You'll notice, like on my phone, I showed clips on it on my Instagram yesterday, which is Lindsey R. Holder. I showed where it said, I have to get up my phone, the picture that it said. I was like, wow, it's really cool what it says. It had on there very high peak UV. It was at an 8. And then it said, there's a section that says my skin, and it said risk of sunburn in 33 minutes. I thought that was really cool. Like it tells you when your risks are, and it has like a advice, exposure tracking and activity, vitamin D activity tracking. I thought that's really cool.
That is neat. Good find, Lindsey.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share with that.
I want to share my one thing, and this is so fun. Okay. And this one, okay, I have to tell you all this. So last night, and again, I'm always old behind when it comes to TV shows. So you're probably like, yeah, I already saw that, Ashley. Well, I'm watching it now. So I wanted something light and fluffy. So I was watching Indian Matchmaking, and I was watching the part where the lady, she's in New York, and she was like, oh, we bring all of our food. So I was looking at she's like, we don't eat out. It doesn't suit us, you know? And so I was looking at all of her delicious food that she packed, and I was like, oh my goodness, wow. And then she was like, now it's time, I also make my tea at home. And so she got out a little saucepan and started making the tea. And the husband came over. He was like, when's the tea going to be ready? I want some tea. And then they did a great shot of him like sniffing the tea. And I was literally like this, what's in the tea? I want the tea too. So what I did was I looked up an Indian tea, and I wanted it so bad last night, but it's got black tea in it, and I know that has caffeine. So I had to wait for it today. So I'm drinking it right now. And so what it is, and it is delicious.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm so excited because y'all know how I love my teas, and it's always a matcha latte, but I'm like, I want something different today.
Mix it
up.
So
I already had the ginger root. I already had ginger. So I did fresh ground ginger in my coffee cup. And then I got just a plain organic black tea, bag, and put that in there. And then, you just let it steep. And then I put coconut milk in there.
Ooh.
And then I put cinnamon in there and mixed it up. And then I put a cinnamon stick in there because I was like, we're about to do the show. I want to feel fancy. So I did a cinnamon stick. And then, now you don't have to do this last step, but Lindsey and I have talked about it before. It's this super creamy LAIRD mushroom adaptogen thing that's like, it's just creamy and sweet. So I put that in there too.
Oh, did you get some of that?
I did.
It's got good. I put that in my coffee.
Y'all, let me tell you why I got some.
Coconut milk powder. That's what it is.
Oh my gosh. With like mushroom adaptogens. And the reason why I got some is because Lindsey and we were working always at Lindsey's house. And now that baby Ellison isn't there as much, Ashley's not there as much either because I always came over to see him. So I was like, man. So now I was like, well, I got to get my own. So yeah, so I put that in there, and it is delicious. It's good. My whole tea concoction that I made is good. So that's what I'm drinking today.
I feel like you need to put that in our newsletter. I just think that would be really good. Like, hey, this is the tea that I'm drinking, and put the exact stuff.
Yeah. I'm telling you, don't you love it when you look up something and it was simple, but then it tastes really good? So I feel like I'm drinking what they drank. it's just fun.
That sounds delicious, and it just mixes your routine up a little bit and have something fun. So yeah, I would love to try that. So thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Today we are going to talk about hypochlorous acid. Have you heard of that? Probably, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's a little hot of a topic right now, and I want to share with you what it is, how you can use it in your skincare routine, and what to use it for. So, what exactly is hypochlorous acid, and how can you use it in your skincare routine? So what it is a naturally occurring molecule produced by your own immune system to fight off bacteria and inflammation. And as we know, I am always talking about inflammation, like get your inflammation down in your gut, in your face, in your skin, and you'll look amazing. It really makes the biggest difference. So what is so cool about hypochlorous acid is it's now available in skincare products, so you can use it too when you need it. I wanted to share with you some ways that I use hypochlorous acid in my skincare routine. So it's very gentle, but yet is an effective cleanser. So one of the standout features of hypochlorous acid is its ability to cleanse the skin without the harshness. That's so amazing that it does that. It's incredibly gentle on the skin. This makes it suitable for all skin types, even sensitive or acne prone. So isn't that great? It's for everybody.
That's hard to find one that's like for everybody. Because I'll tell you something, especially with those that are like acne prone or, dry skin or whatever. So I really like that. But there's some other features of this hypochlorous acid where I was just like, ooh, that pertains to me. I need that. So go on.
And hypochlorous acid, to me, it has such a strong name. You think, I won't put that on my skin. Like, it sounds like bleach to me almost.
Or it sounds like, you're so right.
Like you're going to clean something.
When I first heard of it, I was like, okay, now we're talking about like this major acid peel. And I'm not doing that because that sounds like it's going to hurt and this whole thing. But then when I was, researching it for our podcast, I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is not complicated at all.
No, it reminds me of hyaluronic acid. Like there's some acids that are gentler on your skin, like even a lactic acid. So just if you know your acids, you won't be scared of them. You're like, just because it has that word acid in it doesn't necessarily it's a really strong peel or strong acid. This one in particularly is very gentle. And so you could say goodbye to stripping away your natural oils, your skin's natural oils, which I'm a big proponent of keeping those natural oils on your skin and your barrier intact. A great thing about hypochlorous acid, it has antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. It's fantastic for fighting bacteria. So if you have acne, this is something you may want to add into your routine, as it's going to help that acne causing bacteria. So it's going to keep that at bay. So it's a fantastic option for anyone that's looking to maintain clear, healthy skin. I wanted to give you a quick tip. So let's say you're working out and you're all hot and sweaty and you want to refresh yourself afterwards. Well, go ahead and wipe off the sweat naturally. And then you can use the spray and just spray on some hypochlorous acid, and that is going to kill that bacteria, and that's going to help reduce those acne breakouts. So put a bottle of spray in your gym bag and see if that helps you with your breakout.
I absolutely love that. And that's what got me interested in this, because when I go to the gym, I just don't want to take a shower in the gym shower because of the fact it's just extra stuff for me to lug. And so I've started to get like little breakouts on my chest because that's where I always break out. And I love that now there is a solution to that. So I'm so excited about hypochlorous acid.
Yeah. So Ashley, just spritz some of the spray on your back and your shoulders and your chest and like any areas that you feel you're having that breakout after workout, and see if that makes a difference on your skin. Of course, we also have other tools in our tool bag. Once you get home, if you have breakouts, you can use that high frequency tool, that device that I love using, and you can zap or use the wand on those areas as well. Guess what? Hypochlorous acid also calms irritations and redness. If you have red, irritated skin, hypochlorous acid is going to be your rescue solution for that. It's has anti-inflammatory properties. So it really just works wonders on soothing that irritated acneic skin. And if you have rosacea, it's great for that too. Or if you just have sensitive skin, as I know that a lot of people nowadays, I found this when I was practicing, they would just have sensitive skin. I think with all the toxins and the pollution and our environment has just oversensitized our skin. This hypochlorous acid is a great alternative for you to try as well. It speeds up wound healing. I don't know if a lot of people knew that or not, but I spritz this on my cuts, my scrapes, anything like that. It has been proven to promote that wound healing by reducing the inflammation and supporting the skin's natural repair process.
You know what I loved about this too, and this is going to have, especially for y'all who have children out there, I love that this does not stink, because my daughter Penelope, she is at that age right now, and Reeves, both of them actually, they skin their knee at least once a week. I mean, and then the thing about it is, is the big tears. And then this is what I'm like this, oh man, now I'm going to have to deal with like the cleanup part. They act like I'm like cutting off a leg. No, no. And I'm like, stop. Like it's, it doesn't matter what you say. It's the whole thing. So
it's the whole thing. So, yeah.
That you can put this on and it'll help and it'll clean it up, but it doesn't sting. So that's amazing.
That makes a big difference. You can use it on pimples too. So if you have a little bit of a breakout, you can spritz it on there, or you can use other forms that have gels as well. That can maybe work too. So I know that summer is upon us, so you can just throw it in your backpack. You can use it take it on your hikes, on your walks, when you go to the beach, swimming, the lake. Any outdoor activity, I recommend for you to have this in your beauty bag. It's really could be in your beauty bag, because it is for everything, right? Your scrapes, your breakouts, your cleansing. I mean, there's so many wonderful things.
I also saw that you could, and tell me what you think about this, Lindsey. I also saw that you could use it for chafing, and that piqued my interest because I just got back from a weekend at, we have something in North Carolina called Great Wolf Lodge. It's a really popular indoor water park that, so I took my kids there, and so I was in a bathing suit the whole time, and I literally was like, oh my gosh, I guess I need to get inner thigh surgery because my legs are rubbing together and it hurt. And the only way I could get relief was if I was in the pool, And so I was literally walking around like, oh my God. So then I was thinking about using the hypochloric acid on my inner thighs. What do you think about that?
You could spray it on your thighs. Another thing that I absolutely love is a chafing stick. So I used one called Mega Babe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I would rub it on all, especially while I was pregnant and after pregnancy. I had so many body parts, like literally just rubbing together. So my inner thighs, arms, oh my goodness. Because otherwise what happens is you rub that and you get irritated and you get skin tags that pop up. And I get a lot of those from pregnancy. So I use Mega Babe, oh my gosh, I think almost every day. And of course, like under my dresses and stuff, my secret is—
See, that's the thing. I'm so glad you said that, because I actually said something like this to one of the ladies at my church a couple of weeks ago. I said, you look so pretty in your dress, and I love dresses and I never wear dresses. But the real reason, y'all, why I don't wear dresses to church is because my thighs rub together, And so I didn't think about using the Mega Babe thigh stick, so then I can wear dresses.
I wear biker shorts underneath my thighs. Underneath my thighs. I wear biker shorts underneath my dresses. I just find it's just easy for me. And when I'm in a bathing suit and stuff, and obviously you can't wear that garment really, that's when I use my chafing stick. And then when I use when I wear sleeveless tops, that's when I like to use the chafing stick. But if I have a dress, which I have a dress on right now, I will usually wear a lightweight biking shorts underneath. So it also just collects all the sweat, not to be gross, but it just does.
No, I like that idea because it's spring and I want to wear dresses, but I haven't yet. I'm wearing my same old black pants.
Oh no. bring out the dresses. I want to be able to have those pretty colors and dresses. So
that's hysterical. My microphone just like completely broke and fell into my lap, the big circle disc.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did. But that's okay. I can hold it like this, y'all. See, and now if you're listening, you can't see, but if you're watching TV, just to give you a laugh.
There you go.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's just the way it goes, right?
I mean, whatever. It's real world. But anyways, yeah. I love that tip. Thank you for that. I'm going to do that.
Bug bites. You could put it on bug bites too. That's really good. Anything like that. And then if you get I'm really hoping you don't get this summer, but if you get a sunburn, you can put it on your sunburn.
Ooh.
Let's don't get those though. Let's look at our UV index and let's try to not get that. But you can put it on to help with that if you need to, along with, of course, some aloe and things like that. And it won't sting. And that's such a sore spot when you have a sunburn, that sting. So it'll just be nice and cooling and soothing about that.
Because if you're a child like Lindsey and I are of the 70s and 80s, you only put sunblock on after you got the sunburn. I mean, who did it before?
I don't know.
Nobody.
I think we did baby oil before.
I mean, I remember, don't you remember when we went to the beach when we were little? We'd always get sunburn, and Mom would be like this. And I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but she would touch us and be like, I got to put sunscreen on you now.
Yeah. It was after the fact, but I feel like
afterwards.
The goal when we were in our young adulthood, our goal was to get brown. Like we were like, that was a sign of like beauty back then, right? The tanner you could get. Like, wow, who are you? Wow, you're awesome. You are getting brown. It looks good. That means, well, when was it the 70s or the 60s or the 50s? It was one of those where it was a sign of wealth. Like you are vacationing. So you're getting that beautiful tan. And now you need to learn to vacation, but white, you still white, like no sun.
Right. But people, I think, use self-tanners now.
That is true.
Right?
That is true.
So that we don't look pasty.
That is true. I love a self tanner. And I'm just laughing because I actually forgot this is not me at all. I must have been sleep deprived with my baby, but I forgot to wash my hands after my self tanner. And remember that on his birthday, and the tan was like all over my hands. I was like, oh my goodness. But I have a hack for that. And this is my hack. I do color my hair. So I use the wipe that you remove the color, and then I pulled it off the self tanner. That's how I get it off. And I used to own a spa that we did a ton.
What wipe did you use?
What
wipe did you use?
Oh, it's in the Madison Reed kit for my hair. So I use Madison Reed to color my hair, and they have a cleansing wipes if you get color. So my tip is I just use that wipe, and I was like, okay. And it pulled right off. A lot of people don't know that.
Cool.
That's a tip for that. But anyway, for hypochlorous acid, you actually can find it now in skincare, which is really cool. So think about your facial toners, your cleansers, your serums, your moisturizers, even spot treatments. You are actually going to be able to find that now. So there's one that I really like, because I know you want to know which ones, right? So I really like this certain one for rashes, bug bites, chafing, acne. We're going to put it in the show notes below about the one. I think we're going to put like a link below. So you can, if you want to, you can find out the exact one, because I want to make sure that it's linked to the exact one that we like. And this one, it lasts a really long time. And I like how it comes in either a spray or a gel form, because sometimes a spray is a little tricky and you actually need a gel form instead. So that is a important key. It's also medical grade. It's a light mist if you want the spray when it lasts a long time. It doesn't have any fragrances. It doesn't have any parabens, phthalates, sulfates. It's free of dyes and harsh chemicals. So that is really important key for when I look for a product. And it's natural and antimicrobial, of course. That word is just tripping me up.
I know. Y'all, Lindsey had to cut it out a while ago, so I was cracking up. So anytime she says antimicrobial, I'm just
antimicrobial. I'm like, I am making myself, I'm getting on the
I
skincare
told
horse
Lindsey, I was
again.
like, please don't cut it out. It's hysterical. And Lindsey's like, no, we're cutting it out, actually.
I don't know. It may make it, it may not. You'll see. But guess what, guys? This one is EWG certified. That is so important to us. So I cannot
That's
believe
hard
like
to
this.
get, too.
So hard to get. So this specific one is very hydrating and it's nourishing. So if you want to keep them separate, you can spray. I'm going to tell you a tip here. You can use a hyaluronic acid along with hypochlorous acid, and that is a wonderful mix. Now you can keep them separate too, or you can get ones that they have both ingredients combined. So that is a tip. If you want to learn more about hyaluronic acid, I encourage you to listen to this episode. It's episode on our podcast. It's 81. So all you have to do is go to lindseyholder.com/81. And that's going to give you that episode that's just on hyaluronic acid. So if you use hypochlorous acid as a toner, after cleansing, apply a generous amount of hypochlorous acid toner to a cotton pad, and then you can swipe it across your face and neck. If you want to, what this is going to do is going to further remove impurities while it's going to prep your skin for the next step in your routine.
Love that.
A spot treatment, you can do this too. So if you have a breakout brewing, what you can do is just dab a bit of hypochlorous acid directly onto the affected area using a cotton swab. Let it work its magic overnight. I also, again, love high frequency devices. So you could do high frequency device and then dab a little hypochlorous acid on top of that. That is a winner. Other ways to hydrate your skin, we have this available for you. I've worked hard on actually getting a free guide for you together. It is called Hydrate.
So
it's a hydration guide.
Sorry. Lindsey's like, stop cutting over me with her. She's cutting some eyes at me, y'all. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. What were you going to say?
I was going to say it should be called Pretty. That's what it should be called, because the guide is gorgeous. Like, it's a work of art.
I thought you meant like pretty, like it's going to make you pretty.
Well, it's going to make you pretty too, but the guide itself is so pretty. It's seafoam green with flecks of gold in it and pink. Abigail, our talented graphic artist, designed it. And when she showed it to us, I literally like squealed. And then it's so pretty.
We're going to put this in the show notes too, so you can easily get it. But if you also go to lindseyholder.com/hydrate, it will be there for you. It's free. It's our gift for you. I wanted to curate a gift guide that's going to give you just easy steps and ways to hydrate your skin. And we wanted, like Ashley said, we wanted to make it pretty because we wanted you to be able to print it out and put it on your bathroom or wherever you like. And so you could be able to have that out and about. You could even, you could frame this. It's really,
I was
pretty.
about to say you could really frame it.
You really could. You really could.
You know what? If you look behind me, I've got our frames. I ought to frame our guides because they are beautiful. I'm serious. I'm going to do that.
That is a good idea.
Isn't
you
that
really
a good
should.
idea?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that idea. That's a good one,
I
Ashley.
do too.
We are so thankful that you listened to our show today. We would love if you took 30 seconds out of your day and reviewed our show. We read every single review, and we just want to say thank you to those who have reviewed our show. It really helps us keep us on top of the charts, which allows us to do this show. And thank you for listening to the show. I hope this has brightened your day. And I hope you've learned a little something. I hope we made you laugh a little bit and learned a lot about hypochlorous acid. I know that I sure have. Thanks for listening to the show today. We hope to see you again next week. We'll see you again next Tuesday. Until next time. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Spa Skin and Beauty. We love sharing our passion for skincare with you. Guys, your feedback means the world to us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to rate and review our podcast. So by leaving a review, you're not only helping us improve, but also supporting us and creating more valuable skincare content just for you. So don't be shy, drop a rating and share your thoughts. We read every single review and we love them so much. So thank you so much. Together, let's keep spreading beauty and skincare knowledge. So stay glowing, and we'll catch you next time on Spa Skin and Beauty.